Hey guys, it's Tori and I'm here once again with Palaye Royale. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
I think we need a round of applause for Tori.
I haven't even done anything yet. Round of applause to you guys too. It's not as exciting because I only have one pair of hands, but it's a golf clap. How are you guys enjoying Rockville so far?
It's not cold here because we've been doing I feel like a winter tour for an entire year. And it's finally warm, and I'm super excited. It's almost too warm.
It's Florida warm.
I'm preparing for Warp Tour. I'm ready.
I just can't believe you have the stamina to wear that.
Tour. I might actually pass out this time.
I might die.
But you know what's great is there's a cool gear tent to keep you hydrated just in case. Hey!
Go get it.
My girl, you know who you are.
So we are here at Rockville, and I feel like festivals like this are just such an important part of rock culture. They always have been. Why do you think that is?
I think the problem is there hasn't been many, over time there's been a lot of rock festivals and they kind of just died down through late 90s, early 2000s, and now they've revamped and done all this stuff, and now they're becoming such an importance of music. And I think there's no place really to go and be able to listen to rock and roll straight through. You usually get one or two bands at festivals thrown on with Beyonce and everyone else, which is amazing.
And
but
I think this is so important, just actual rock music, and because I know it gets distracting with Coachella, just cool bands. It's oh, this is Chuck and the Churros, and we only make animal noises, and we got main stage this year. We don't have any instruments. It's all about the hand motion. So it's kind of cool, that there's a big festival just of actual rock music. So it's been a fucking minute.
And I will say I never expected to be at a festival where I could see Ozzy Osbourne one day and Palaye Royale the next, and that is very sick. But also, as you sort of mentioned, on music festivals kind of dying down, there's a big one dying down after this year, Warp Tour.
Is it done?
So I was so I heard it's the last year, unless you know something I don't know.
When we were told of the news, I think it's done such a great thing through the years, and it's hard to keep something hot for so long, and it is pretty hot, literally.
You're right on the knot. I'm so excited to be on the last one. It's not a lot of people can say it. Literally, only 50 people can say that.
True.
So it's kind of an honor because I've discovered so many of my favorite bands through Warped Tour, Panic at the Disco, 30 Seconds to Mars. They all started on Warped Tour, and so it's kind of crazy to be on the last one.
I think it's cool because we know how to do it now. I think it was really good we did the first one, and it was a big eye opener of just how everything kind of worked, and now we're approaching it differently, and so we'll have our makeup palettes there and everything like that, and so plug-in.
Coming from Jeffree Star.
No, he'll always be queen or king or whatever you want to call it. He'll always be that. We simply just like our glitter.
Absolutely. And speaking of the makeup palette, I actually wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that, along with the other projects that you guys have had going on, because I feel like social media is such a easy way out to connect with your fans, and you obviously utilize social media, but that's not everything. You have the eyeshadow palette, the newspapers. You're doing meet and greets at your shows every day. So why is it so important for you to go out of your way to have that physical connection with your fans that I feel like is so lost these days?
People have forgot how to talk to each other, and I think it's a good thing to inspire our whole generation again to actually be communicating versus sitting at their phones and trying to connect to people. And we also want to instill something into a generation I feel that's been lost in culture, and feeling a sense of community that's been lost in live music because people just go to see a show and that's it. But it's really inspiring to see all these kids that are getting in relationships. They're all best of friends. They all carpool together. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Someone got married.
Someone got married.
Two fans got married.
We asked.
I know.
Who needs Tinder anymore when you have Palaye Royale?
Palaye Royale shows.
That's a new app idea. We should just have dating. Didn't they do that with? I don't know, I think Drake did that or something.
You're next.
Yeah, we should just have our own dating app.
And so the last time we spoke was just a few months ago, and I did ask you guys about Boom Boom Room Side B, and
I lied.
You told me May of 2018, which is literally a few days away. So what's good on that, huh?
After we saw you, we went to Europe. We played our first sold out show in England, and it was incredible.
Which congrats on all of that, by the way.
It's weird because we haven't spoken to you since Sleeping with Sirens, and so a lot. We got the Rockstone cover, we got the EP cover, we got the makeup out. We toured way too much, and now we're in a bus, or not this tour. We're back in the Sprinter, but yeah, no, it's been fun. But the album, I think it's just when you don't realize, like, yeah, the songs are done, but the creation of getting yourself out of the mindset of playing shows is very difficult. And you get home and everyone wants to see you, everyone wants to hang out, and you're like, let's make a record, and you're like, oh shit, we leave in a day, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think the most important thing too is, you know, when we release it, we don't want it to be like this rushed thing that we just throw against the wall. I want it to come out with, like, 'cause we're a very visual band, if you can tell my Adidas pants. Plug-in. But we want to put it out like with music videos and like the right look, and we want it because we don't want to do like a music video like every 2 days. You know, we have to spread it out so, you know, people can actually take the time to actually see what we created. And, you know, we put so much time into every one of these songs, so I feel like if we just put it all out at once, it might just, some of the songs might be overlooked, and the ones that we really, you know, put our heart and soul into. So we're taking our time with it, but we're letting everyone know songs are done, and they are coming out.
It'll be out for Warped Tour, though. So
yeah.
Good.
I think that's the important part.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not out before Warped Tour, then it's fucked up.
Just fire us.
I'll just drag you on the internet.
Just fire us.
You're fired. No, but I do respect that you guys do put so much thought and love into what you do, which I think is what makes the band so special.
Yeah.
So it's good to do it right. So I can't drag you any further. You've given me a good reason. So thank you. And I'm excited to finally hear it eventually before Warped Tour.
I wish we gave like an answer, like, you know, we discovered this thing called garlic bread and we got really distracted.
That would also be valid. I wouldn't fault you for it.
I understand. I've tried garlic bread.
Is it distracting?
that would be like
Garlic
a water
bread.
parks answer.
That
Like,
would be.
garlic bread ruined the whole process.
There's potatoes, actually.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. That's the Palaye.
Henry our
We started writing
potato.
songs about that.
Our potato literally like.
A potato flew around my room.
My favorite vine. Thank you guys very much for that. Well, on that note, what else is coming up from you guys? Anything else that you would like to give a shout out to while we're at it?
We're going on tour with Stone Sour. Then we're going to England. We're headlining a festival.
Like a YouTube television show. That's
Yeah.
pretty entertaining. We're like, it's almost a bit too vulnerable.
You see me on the ground 90% of the time, wasted, but it's honest.
It's an aesthetic. It's fine. Yeah. Well, on that note, I'm going to go watch that once this interview is done. And thank you guys so much for hanging out, as always. Yeah. And everybody watching Palaye Royale, check them out.
We love you. We love Tori. We love potatoes.
See you next time.